Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista here on YouTube, and today is going to be another diamond paint with me while I continue working on Treasure Studios art, Cherry Blossom by Lizzie Falcon. So it has been a couple of days since I have done a true crime video, and I'm trying to find a relatively short one. Only because while I am better, I am not 100% yet. Thursday and Friday, I want to say Thursday was probably the worst day that I had. Well, you know what? We can do that story. Yeah, Thursday was the worst day. And I'm trying to think how the work day was. I think I was done working by 4. So it wasn't hateful. And then Friday, I was done by 5:30. So we had no plans because obviously Bill knows I'm sick and it's supposed to be hot AF again. I mean, we are in summer. And so Friday, we got takeout from our restaurant that's in our neighborhood. And we just relaxed, watched TV. Saturday we get up, and I want to say I was feeling a little better on Saturday. Yeah, I was. I definitely was. And, but I still wasn't planning on going anywhere, really doing a whole lot, just sitting downstairs on the recliner, watching TV, reading. I worked on my cross-stitch piece. But Bill he went over his friend's house to go swimming. He was gone for a couple of hours. And in that time, I took a shower. I actually fixed my hair, put on a little makeup. I felt more like myself because I am used to, and what symbol are we doing? Great. I don't even know what color this is. Oh, here it is. I'm like, what the hell? Okay, we're doing the U symbol. So when he came out, he was like, "Ooh, you look pretty." You know what I mean? Like, because I hadn't had makeup on or really my hair fixed or anything all week because of not feeling well. So we stayed up and we watched some of the Olympics on Saturday. I have to tell you, my favorite segment we've watched so far is the skateboarding. I absolutely love it. It's very, very interesting. So I finished a book. I finished the Final Girls support group. It was okay. I liked it. It held my interest. But the current book I'm reading, holy hell. So I immediately, of course, started a new book, which is, I'm going to read you the synopsis. It is Stranger in the Mirror by Liv Constantine. Now, Liv Constantine wrote The Last Mrs. Parrish, which is another fantastic book. It's called The Stranger in the Mirror. Okay. And I'm almost done the book. I have to tell you what page I'm on because I read so much. I read so much yesterday. I did read quite a bit yesterday and Saturday. Yeah. Okay, so here is so Liv Constantine wrote The Last Mrs. Parrish, which was good, I recommend, and The Wife Stalker, and I'm sure I read that because anything with wife in the title, yeah. All right, so here's the premise. Addison's about to get married, but she's not looking forward to the big day. It's not her fiancé, he's a wonderful man. It's because Addison doesn't know who she really is. A few years ago, a kind driver found her bleeding next to a New Jersey highway and rescued her. While her physical wounds healed, Addison's memory never returned. She doesn't know her real name or how she ended up injured on the side of a road, or why she can't shake the notion that she may have done something very, very bad. In a posh home in the Boston suburbs, Julian tries to figure out what happened to his loving, caring wife, Cassandra, who disappeared without a trace 2 years ago. She would never have left him and their 7-year-old daughter, Valentina, of her own free will, or would she? So, as these two lives intersect, The Stranger in the Mirror hooks readers with riveting drama told with Liv Constantine's hallmark blend of glamour, tense psychological thrills, and jaw-dropping twists. So it is so good, and I literally just started. I just started reading it Saturday, Friday night. I think I bought it, and I am already on page 222 of 324. So I only have 100 pages left to go. And it is told in alternating perspectives of the characters in the book. You're going to have to excuse me coughing periodically throughout this video. There was no way I could have done a video on Friday. I literally coughed my freaking head off. Yeah. Okay, so that, and then yesterday, so, you know, as a cold leaves your body and different things in my body start to happen. Yesterday, I actually took a nap during the day. I was up until like 3 in the morning on Sunday morning. I could not fall asleep. I don't know why. And I thought, Jesus Christ, here I am getting 4 hours of sleep. Are you kidding me right now? So, groceries came. I was supposed to go to Costco with Bill, and I was like, I'm just not up to it, seriously. So he went, and I got dressed and got back in the recliner, and my sinuses really started to hurt and make my teeth and gums hurt. They will up top, because the nerves that run along the top of the nerves that are in your sinuses, or your sinuses, if they become like inflamed when you have a cold or whatever, it will press on the nerves of your teeth and gums up there. And so that was hurting me yesterday. And so Bill like rubbed my shoulders, and yeah, I again laid in the recliner yesterday all day. We had taco salad on Saturday for dinner. That was pretty good. And then yesterday he had bought a rotisserie chicken from Costco. So we had that and a baked potato, but I only ate half the baked potato, and yeah. But we went to bed somewhat early, and like I said, I feel better today. I still don't feel 100%. I think that's going to take a couple more days. And I have to say, boy, am I glad the floss tube retreat was canceled, because it was last week. It was supposed to be last week. I would have not been able to go. And I would have been livid. Yeah. I told Bill yesterday, I said, you know, whenever a retreat's coming up, like the week before, I need to take airborne like every single day the week before. Seriously. Because there's been a handful of times. One time I was supposed to go to retreat, got sick, couldn't go. Another time I got sick at the retreat, came home early. It's like, what the actual fuck? You know? Yeah. Okay. So before we get into the story, I do have a couple people that have bought me a coffee. And there's a hair. Jesus. Okay, let me check my email, because it's on there. I do have a new member to the channel, Connie Martin. So Connie, thank you very much. And Tiffany bought me 5 coffees and says, oh, Danielle, bless your heart. You sound very sick, and thank you for always being there for your posse. I draw so much enjoyment from your videos and your spunk. Keep being you, because that is who your true fans love. And she says it's 4 years for me. I hope you feel better soon, and coffee cheers to you in 5 years on YouTube. God bless you and your fisherman Bill. Tiffany, thank you so very much. And then Stephanie Myers bought me 3 coffees and says, hey Danielle, here's a little something to help you feel better soon. Use it for a trip to Chick-fil-A for a diet lemonade and take us on a car chat. I need to do that. Haven't done that in a long time, right? Or some more mini food. Oh my God, that little mini food. I'm still waiting for you to get those bagel bites. Yeah, that would be cute, wouldn't it? Now I know Hobby Lobby has them, so thank you so much for all the time and effort you put into your channel for us. Your videos make me smile and help me take a break from my sometimes long, super busy new mom days. My 9-week-old daughter Mariah and I love hanging out with you, even if it's just for a few minutes each day. Love you, girl. Shine on. Stephanie, thank you so much, and congratulations on Mariah. She is like the cutest little baby. I'm Facebook friends with Stephanie, and she posts a lot of pictures. And while I don't know what it's like to be a new mom, I know Stephanie really, really highly anticipated Mariah coming. She had posted pictures all along of her progress along the way, and she did the baby's bedroom fantastic, and I'm very, very happy for you, Stephanie. It's so fantastic. For people who really, really, really want kids, I'm absolutely over the moon when they get them. So Stephanie and Mariah, thank you so much for watching. Although little Mariah probably does not know quite what's going on, and yeah, not quite yet, but who knows. Okay. The story. Now, today's supposed to be an easier work day, thank God. It's supposed to be that case that we've had quite a bit and we're familiar with it. And we are on the schedule every day this week, I think. Tomorrow's job, which I don't know if my boss realized she accepted it. Tomorrow's job is, I mean, I can get a couple out of here. Not supposed to start until 2:30 my time, and it's only supposed to go 2 hours. Okay, I'll take it, right? So essentially it's supposed to go 2:30 to 4:30. Now, sometimes when we have jobs like that, they change or they cancel. But sometimes it's short like that, so okay. But then we have regular jobs the rest of the week. One of our team, this was something, when did this happen? Friday? Thursday? Thursday. Now, one of our team members is off Tuesday through Friday this week. So a month ago, mind you, I had found backup to fill in for her. Because that's one thing I do ask people to do is, if you know you're going to be off, if it's an emergency and you don't know, fine. But if you know you're going to be off for like a week, as soon as you know, you need to tell me, because what I will do is I will try to find coverage ahead of time, even if we don't have anything scheduled, just so I'm not caught in the lurch if something does come in that week, because sometimes she won't get jobs until like the day before, right? So a couple of these diamonds are stuck together. That's the only issue I have with Treasure Studios art. Oh, I do have the Cruella kit. It came in the mail on Thursday. Obviously, I have not been able to do an unboxing of it yet. I hope to this week. Actually, if my job really does not start until 2:30 tomorrow, I will probably do it tomorrow on Tuesday, because I'll have time. Yeah, I've been wanting to do it. I haven't pulled it out and looked at it because I don't do that before I do the video for you guys, so you get my true reaction. Yeah, so I had booked somebody a month ago. Thursday night, the person messages me and says, I just found out I have to have emergency surgery on my shoulder. and I might be able to help next Thursday if I'm better. And I'm like, you were slated for the whole week. And I said, okay, I'm going to take you off. And I thought to myself, oh my God, here we fucking go. So I contacted another backup person. And they were like, oh yeah, I'm available. And I went, thank you, Jesus. And I explained the situation. Like, the person that I had slated to work just told me they can't work. I don't know. I kind of call bullshit on that, although I might be completely wrong. It's just like, okay, I don't know. I don't know. But I was just like, what the actual fuck, right? So, thank God I have the coverage though. Okay, story. This story is Angelina Napolitano. It was a landmark crime in Canadian history. Indeed, it was a crime that provoked debate across the Western world, one that drew responses from as far afield as Europe. It was also the first time that the fledgling feminist movement flexed its muscles, adopting the case as a cause and a rallying call. How did a simple domestic murder attain such infamy? It centered on an issue that was not high on the social agenda back in the early 20th century, an issue which today is often accepted in mitigation. Angelina Napolitano was a brutalized wife who chose to strike back at her abusive husband. Oh yeah, that is definitely a hot button topic. Her case may be the first in which the battered woman defense was offered, albeit unsuccessfully. Really? Okay, so Angela was born in a small town near Naples, Italy around 1883. She grew to be a pretty, dark-haired girl, much admired by the young men of the district. In truth, she could have had her pick of suitors, but probably decided on Pietro Napolitano because of his grand plans to immigrate to America and strike it rich. The couple was married in 1898, soon after Angelina's 16th birthday. They got married young in those days. Holy hell. That same year, they boarded a ship and crossed the Atlantic, landing in the United States and settling in New York City. That part of Pietro's get-rich scheme was right on schedule, but the rest of it would prove somewhat more difficult to implement. Angelina and Pietro were of peasant stock, so they had few saleable skills and even less money. And they spoke not a word of English between them, so they had the cards stacked against them for sure. In the bustling metropolis, they were just two more down-at-heel immigrants scraping a living and occupying a single room in a filthy tenement block. They would endure in these conditions for 7 years, until 1909, when Pietro decided that they'd have a better life in Canada. And he was right to an extent. They both settled first in Thessalon, Ontario, and later moved to Sault Ste. Marie, where there was a large Italian community. By now, they already had 4 children, and a pattern had been established in their marriage. Damn, 4 kids. Ooh. Pietro was a brutal man who frequently beat and threatened Angelina. On one occasion in November 1910, he even attacked her with a knife, leaving slash wounds on her face, neck, shoulder, chest, and arms. Charged with assault, he should have done jail time for the attack, but instead, a lenient judge gave him a suspended sentence. Aside from his propensity for domestic violence and for conjuring grand dreams, Pietro was a work-shy individual. Oh boy. And I'm done the U's, so I think I'm going to pick the M now. Let's do that. Pietro was, he worked on and off as a laborer, but it was hardly regular employment and it paid a pittance. How do you support a wife and 4 kids on that? But still, Pietro had a new ambition. He wanted to build a house for his family, and he soon came up with a scheme to raise the required money. Oh, motherfucker. He demanded that Angelina go out and work as a prostitute. I'd be like, fuck you, motherfucker. Are you kidding me right now? All right. What's M? M 3721. Lots of reds in this one. I love it though. Even under normal circumstances, Angelina would have refused such a demand, but these were not normal circumstances. Angelina was 6 months pregnant. Are you really fucking kidding me right now? So 6 months pregnant, you're showing, by the way. Not even the regular beatings that her husband meted out to her could persuade her to participate in this horrendous scheme. What guy is going to want a pregnant woman when he goes to get a prostitute? Just saying. Matters eventually came to a head on Easter Sunday, April 16th, 1911. That was when Pietro issued his wife with an ultimatum. He said that he was going to take a nap, and when he awoke, he expected her to hand over the money that she had earned by selling herself on the street. If she had no money to give him, he was going to punch her in the stomach until she miscarried her unborn child. Then he was going to kill her. And I'm guessing Angela believed him, right? So, oh my good God, right? Angela's desperate at this point. What was she to do? Even if she had been willing to bend to her husband's will and go whoring. I love that. Let's go whoring, right? What of the baby? Such activity would surely endanger its life, yet if she didn't comply, her unborn child's life was over anyway, as was her own. So placed in an impossible position, Angelina took the only way out that she could imagine. She walked to the kitchen, fetched an axe. Who has an axe in their kitchen? They do, apparently. She returned to the bedroom where her husband lay snoring away. Lizzie Borden took an axe, right? Yeah. Anger born out of 13 years of suffering welled up in her as she raised the blade above her head. Then she sent it slicing through the air to collide with Pietro's head. 4 times she raised the axe and 4 times brought it crashing down. He never woke up during the entire attack. So now, having just murdered her husband, Angelina walked to the apartment of her neighbor and knocked on the door, and she said, "I just killed a pig," she told the startled woman before asking her to call the police. And when they arrived, Angelina was sitting calmly with her arms wrapped around her youngest child, and she was arrested and charged with murder. Of course she was, right? Initially, the murder of Pietro garnered scant attention in their city and virtually none beyond the town. To Anglo-Canadians, such a crime of passion was typical of hot-blooded foreigners. To the Italian community, it was a domestic matter, although with the misogynistic, I totally said that wrong, misogynistic attitudes prevalent in that era, opinion was firmly against Angelina. Rumors were rife that she had taken a lover while Pietro was working away. In truth, the man in question was a lodger who a desperate Angelina had taken in so that she would have money to feed her children, because Pietro didn't fucking work, right? Justice moved swiftly back in the early 20th century. On Monday, May 8th, 1911, less than a month after the murder, the matter came before the courts, Justice Byron Moffat Britton presiding, with Edmund Meredith appearing for the Crown. However, it was soon evident that there was a problem. And what would the problem be? During her 4 weeks of incarceration, Angelina had never spoken to an attorney. She appeared in the courtroom without representation, forcing the judge to call an adjournment. A local lawyer, Uriah McFadden, was then hastily appointed to represent Angelina, and he would have less than 24 hours to prepare his case. And you know, her story though, I mean, she can explain why she did it. When the trial resumed the following day, the Crown prosecution called 9 witnesses while the defense called only 1. Angelina was called to the stand to testify on her own behalf, and this proved to be a frustrating process. Even after a decade of living in Anglophone countries, she spoke very little English, something that appeared to annoy the judge greatly. Oh boy, yeah. So it was probably difficult for her to tell her attorney even her story, right? In fact, Justice Britton appeared poorly disposed towards the defendant from the start. Her lawyer's defense rested on the fact that Angelina was a battered woman that she had endured years of abuse, that she had finally snapped and acted to defend herself and her unborn baby. Key to this argument was Pietro's stabbing of his wife, but the judge refused to allow it into evidence. Why? He said if anybody injured 6 months ago could give that as justification or excuse for slaying a person, it would be anarchy complete. And so with that ruling went Angelina's last hope of an acquittal. So the trial lasted just 3 hours, and the jury took considerably less time in its deliberations. The verdict was guilty, but with a strong recommendation for clemency. Ignoring this, the judge donned the black cap and sentenced Angelina to hang. The execution was scheduled for August 9th, 1 month after Angelina was due to give birth, because I'm guessing they're not going to, willingly and deliberately kill a child. It was at this stage that the case took a significant turn. A local report was picked up by the Toronto newspapers, and the story exploded into the media, first in Canada, then in the United States, then in Britain and Europe. Some of the reporting was explicitly xenophobic, honing in on the racial stereotype of Italians being hot-blooded and quick to take up a weapon to resolve even a minor dispute. Most, however, were firmly behind Angelina. The federal minister of justice, Sir Alan Bristol Aylesworth, suddenly found himself inundated with letters demanding that Angelina's sentence be commuted or even that she be granted a full pardon. Petitions poured in from around the globe, from Toronto, New York, Chicago, England, Austria, and Poland. A doctor in Ohio even offered... What the fuck? Oh, excuse me. Let me take a sip of coffee. A doctor in Ohio, Dr. Alexander Alto, even offered to be hanged in Angelina's place. What? But Angelina's most avid and valuable support came from the fledgling feminist movement. The British suffragette movement was particularly vocal, publishing articles in its journal Common Cause, which condemned the current laws as exclusively masculine. The tireless campaigning of these activists ensured that Angelina's plight received plenty of media coverage. Others to rally to her cause were her trial attorney, Uriah McFadden, and the Member of Parliament, Arthur Cyril Boyce. Their efforts would not be in vain. Eventually, the Canadian federal government was forced to intervene, which it did on July 14, 1911, commuting Angelina's sentence to life in prison, and she would serve just 11 years of that sentence before her release on December 30th, 1922. So Angelina had escaped the hangman and the somber possibility of a life behind bars, but her incarceration had nonetheless come at a heavy price. The baby she had been carrying at the time of her sentence died within a few weeks of its birth. That's awful. As for her older children, they were all placed in foster homes, and Angelina would reportedly spend the rest of her days looking for them. Oh my God. It is not known whether she ever succeeded. Angelina died at the Hotel du Hospital in Frontenac County, Ontario, on September 4th, 1932. So she died only 10 years after she was out of prison. What a horrible story. Horrible. Did I read the next story? No, I did not. Okay. I was just, because remember, I skipped ahead because of me being sick, and I can't remember what story I read and what one I didn't. Okay, what a horrible story, but I'm sure going forward, at that time, battered women were treated differently, right? Okay, we always end on a positive affirmation from A Year of Positive Thinking by Cindy Spiegel. Today is Monday, July 26th. We are hurtling through July. Saturday is the last day of the month. Yes, indeedy. All right, July 26th. Stay open to wonder. The world is filled with awe and beauty. Marvel at the ordinary and witness the wonder that lies beneath the surface. Be open to fresh perspectives and new ideas, and be curious. Widen your own horizon by learning from others. Expand, discover, and thrive with your heart wide open to wonder. Yeah, I say definitely keep your eyes open for opportunity, right? Wonder can be found in the most simplest of places. I have to say that I have started watching FlossTube again. I had taken a long break from watching it. Boy, you guys are really good stitchers. There are some amazing projects out there. I watched one last night while laying in bed, and you guys really do a lot of stitching. I have to say, I am in complete awe. It's neat to see the different fabrics and stuff that people use. And yeah, I'm always learning from stitchers. I'm always learning from crafters, even though I've been crafting for, my God, 35 years of my 47 years on this earth. Yeah. So I hope you all have a wonderful Monday. Thank you so much for all of the well wishes for me to get better. I am better, like I said, not 100%, but better. So as always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.